Happy Friday, Brian Manning here at the Weekly Update. Let's get right to it. So Monday this week, quiet news day, not a lot to talk about there. Tuesday this week, though, we got retail sales. So let's look at retail sales for the month of May. They were unfortunately down 0.9%, down lower than expected. We also got a revision to the month of April. That was revised lower as well. Unfortunately, when retail sales are lower, it just means the U.S. economy is not doing as great as everybody hoped it would. Then Wednesday this week, we get the Federal Reserve wrapping up their two-day meeting. So when they wrap this up, you always get a speech from Jerome Powell, and then there's a Q&A as well. You know, Jerome Powell said that the Federal Reserve is very forward-looking, and they're trying to make decisions on rate cuts and monetary policy being forward-looking. Though I would say that I challenge that, and I can't find a lot of rationale in that because the Federal Reserve is very data-dependent. They're making decisions based on the data from the months that are behind. A lot of times the data is not accurate. There's a lot of revisions that come out. The best way I could describe is the Federal Reserve is like trying to drive a car right now, and they're looking in the rearview mirror, and they're trying to drive the car in the rearview mirror, but they're not looking forward at all. So it's unfortunate to see this. If we look at the Federal Reserve track record in their history, they're always very slow to react. If we look back to COVID, when inflation was on the rise, they should have hiked rates and they didn't. They left rates at historical lows, unfortunately, for longer than they should have. Now we're in a position where they probably should already be cutting rates. Again, probably waiting too long. But what's interesting, and the reason why I bring this up is because today, on Friday, we got a speech from Fed Governor Waller. So he is potentially someone that could be elected Fed chair. So he would potentially be one of the candidates for that. And he says that he thinks that they need to cut interest rates, that they should be cutting rates as soon as next month. And he feels like the economy is in a position for us to cut rates. The reason why he brings this up is because when the Federal Reserve makes any moves in their monetary policy, whether they're increasing or decreasing rates, there's always a lag. So in his speech, he was talking about the need to cut rates because there's this lag, and the only way we could really stave off a potential recession in the future is if we start to cut rates now. If we wait for a recession to hit and then we cut rates, we've waited too long. So it's really great to hear his comments. I'm going to have to wait and see what happens. None of us know when they're going to do something with rates, but that seems to be the debacle in the Federal Reserve right now. I'm around all weekend. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm available 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. If you want to get pre-approved, run numbers, just reach out to me. Also, happy summer solstice. I hope everybody has an amazing summer solstice. I love the longest day of the year. I know it's going to be a warm one, but you know what? Put on some shorts and some flip-flops. Love summer because all we do is complain about it in the winter. And here we are, longest day of the year already. It's phenomenal. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Talk with you soon.